The Supreme Court just issued unanimous 9-0 ruling that changes. If a cop asks you, "Where are you coming from?" It sounds friendly, but it's not small talk. It is a setup question, and one normal answer can turn a warning into a search or a DUI investigation or even a criminal case. So, in this video, I'm going to give you the 1S sentence script you can use tonight that keeps you polite, keeps you safe, and protects your rights. And stay till the end, because I'll give you the backup line for when they push. And believe me, they're going to push. Police officers are trained to push, and they get mad when they don't get their way. It's okay. Not going to get mad at them for how they are. We don't get mad at the sun rising in the east or setting in the west, so we're going to deal with it. Hi, I'm criminal defense attorney Mark Lopez. I have seen thousands of police reports, and I'm telling you, this question is the most common way people accidentally talk themselves into trouble. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why they ask. Where are you coming from? Number 2, exactly what to say instead, word for word. And number 3, 3 mistakes that blow everything up. So, let's talk about why they ask. Let's translate "Where are you coming from?" into cop language. It is usually one of 3 things. Number 1, they want to make a timeline. If you say, "I'm coming from my buddy's place," now they'll ask, "Which buddy? How long were you there? Did you drink anything?" And congratulations, you just volunteered a timeline they can use to pick apart or check for inconsistencies. Number 2, location association. If you say, "I'm coming from a bar," you just handed them a reason to lean into a DUI investigation if you say, "I'm coming from X, Y, and Z neighborhood." Now, you can be framed to be in a suspicious neighborhood. Number 3, a comfort test. This is psychology. When people are nervous, they tend to talk more. And the more you talk, the more you give them to write down. And the more they write down, the better they can check for inconsistencies. Things don't match up. And that last one I see all the time. People get nervous and they just start talking and they talk themselves into trouble. Here's the key. You do not have to help the police build the story. You don't really have to answer any questions about where you're going or where you're coming from, anything like that. All right, here's the exact sentence. And yes, I want you to screenshot this, but I need you to say it calmly, respectfully, and as boring as possible. Because listen, boring is your superpower when dealing with the police. When the police ask initial questions, here's what you say. "Officer, I'm not going to answer any questions about my day. I'm happy to provide my license, registration, and insurance." That's it. Polite, clear, no attitude, no story to go along with it. So why does that sentence work? Because it does 3 things all at the same time. Number 1, it signals cooperation with what you must do. Number 2, it draws a boundary on what you do not have to do. And number 3, it keeps you from saying something you might regret later. And listen, during a traffic stop, cops can ask questions. And lots of roadside questioning happens before Miranda even comes into play. And the Supreme Court is totally fine with this. They can ask you, "Anything I should know about in the car? Where are you coming from? Any guns or drugs I should know about? Anything illegal going on tonight?" And I've seen so many police reports. People just, "Yes, I do have a little bit of marijuana in my car. I have a gun in here and I shouldn't, but I have it because people just start talking." An officer had no reason to suspect them of anything, and now the officer is arresting them, so just don't talk. Your best move is don't wait or count on Miranda to save you. Use your words to protect yourself. So, let's roleplay a little bit so you guys are ready for case this happens. I'm the cop. "Where are you coming from tonight?" "You, officer, I'm not going to answer any questions about my day. I'm happy to provide my license, registration, and insurance as the cop." So, are you refusing to answer any questions? That makes you suspicious. I understand. I plead the 5th. Here are my documents. Have you had anything to drink? I plead the 5th. Where are you headed? I plead the 5th. Notice what I'm doing. I'm not debating. I'm not insulting. I'm not escalating. I'm just not building their case for them. Now, here are the 3 mistakes that I, as a criminal defense attorney, see over and over again. Mistake number 1, just being honest. People say, I'm coming from Chili's. I just had 2 or 3 beers. I'm totally fine to drive. My friend, that sentence is now Exhibit A in the police report. Even if you are fine, you've just made your evening a lot more stressful because now the officer is going to have you get out of your car, have you do stupid human tricks, which you probably shouldn't do, then give you a certified breath test or blood test. You may have to do depending on your state, and it's going to drag things out. Don't even give them those reasons to do that. Mistake number 2, over-explainer. Man, police ask where you're coming from and you give a TED talk. Nervous people talk. Talking creates details. Details creates possible contradictions. Contradictions lead to reasonable suspicion and possibly even probable cause. Again, if you're an overtalker, you know it. I promise you, you know it. I guarantee you know if you're an overtalker. Probably been overtalking your whole life. This is one time overtalking will hurt you. And I know some of you think, well, overtalking got me pretty far in this life so far. Don't do that to yourself. That's not how police stuff works. Mistake number 3, the sarcasm. And this one's hard for me. And when people make these comments, what they say, please stop them. It's hilarious. Where are you coming from? None of your business. Your mom's house. Listen, some of these are hilarious, I'll give you that. And some of y'all are very creative. I've seen that in my own cases, and I've seen that in these comments. But you can be right and still lose if you escalate the energy. So please, being funny, being sarcastic is awesome, probably 99% of the time. Dealing with a police officer, probably not. I would lead that to the wayside. I just wouldn't do it. Now, what if the cop is super pushy? Well, okay, here's your backup line. When the cops keep pushing, if they say, "Why won't you answer me? What are you hiding?" You say, "Officer, I plead the 5th. Am I free to go?" And do that if they keep repeating questions, because an officer is going to get mad about you asserting your rights. Well, that's the exact officer that you need to assert your rights against. By exercising your constitutional rights, that really is a pressure release valve. You're not arguing the Constitution on the roadside. You're just doing 2 things. You're invoking the right, and you're checking to see if the stop is over. And yes, some officers are going to still keep you there while they handle the traffic business, but you've stopped the fishing expedition. Now, a little side trick. Do you have to give your name when police officers stop you? In some states, during certain detentions, you may be required to identify yourself. We call these stop and ID states. You need to do the research on what you have to do if stopped by the police. Here in Indiana, there is not a stop and ID law. But if you're stopped for a traffic violation or ordinance violation and you don't give your name, address, date of birth, well, that's a crime in and of itself. So, you have to know the law of your state. But universally, if you're driving, you must provide your identification, license, and registration. All that fun stuff. There's nothing to do with right to travel. So, please leave that at the side. I don't want to hear right to travel. So the move is give the required ID documentations. Decline the story questions. Here is the body language checklist that makes your script actually work. Keep your hands visible on the wheel. Keep your windows down enough to communicate safely. Number 3, slow movements. Announce what you're doing. I'm reaching for my wallets. Number 4, don't consent to searches. That's a whole separate video, and we have videos about searches. Check it out. But don't volunteer it. And number 5, repeat the same calm line every time. The goal in any interaction with the police is not to win the conversation. The goal is to end it without giving them free evidence. So here's the recap, because this is the whole video. If police ask, "Where are you coming from?" Officer, I'm not going to answer any questions about my day. I'm happy to provide you my license, registration, and insurance. If the officer pushes, you say, "I plead the 5th. Am I free to go?" And remember, you don't have to answer questions where you're going to or where you're coming from. You just don't. If you have made it at the end of this video, I sure do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I put a lot of effort and time in these things. And I like my video. I like my channels. I sure would appreciate if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment. I don't even care if the comment's nice, mean, whatever. You're gonna tell me I look like somebody. I got Tom Cruise, Indistinct, Joe Pesci, John Leguizamo, or let me know if I remind you of somebody else. But I appreciate all comments. I read comments 3 times a day, usually right when I wake up drinking some coffee. And one time I read a comment so funny, I spit coffee on the computer screen. I'm hoping one of you guys will leave a comment that'll make me laugh like that. If you're facing charge in the great state of Indiana, give me and my team a call here at Mark Lopez Law Firm. We would love talking about your options. Most importantly, and I believe this with my entire heart and soul, always plead the fifth.